So you got stopped for a DUI in Troup County, Georgia. Here's what you need to know. First of all, you need to find out which court you're going to be in. Okay. So in Troup County, there's the Troup County State Court where most DUI cases take place, particularly if you're stopped by the Troup County Sheriff's Office or the Georgia State Patrol, then you'll be in state court. However, there's also municipal courts in Troup County. There's LaGrange Municipal Court, Hogansville Municipal Court, and West Point Municipal Court. You'll be in that court if you're stopped by local police, so LaGrange Police, West Point Police, or Hogansville Police. And sometimes the Georgia State Patrol will file their cases in those municipal courts. So you need to look at the bottom of the ticket, and it'll tell you which court you're in. But if you're stopped by the sheriff's office, then you will be in the Troup County State Court. You'll have a court date typically a month or two after the date of your arrest. So that's important for you to check out, to know those kind of dates, know which court you're going to be in, because if you don't appear in those courts, they will issue a bench warrant. And typically the ticket is the notice you will receive. Unless you're in state court, they will typically mail out notice, but you need to pay attention to that ticket. The biggest thing from there is what's considered ALS, the administrative license suspension issue. In Georgia, you have 30 days from the date of your arrest to file an appeal or get an ignition interlock device installed in your car if you're eligible. Basically, this comes down to whether or not you refused the implied consent testing. So after you're arrested for DUI, typically they would read from a card. It's called implied consent, and they would ask for a sample of your blood, breath, or urine. And if you refuse that test, then your license can be administratively suspended. If you take those tests and you're above the legal limit, which is 0.08, if you're over 21, 0.02, if you're under 21, then your license can be administratively suspended. There's a lot of nuances to that, but the biggest thing you need to know about is you have 30 days to take some action, right? So you got three options. Option one is to do nothing, and your license will be suspended for a year. Option two is to file an appeal, and that delays any suspension. You would have a court date and have a hearing potentially, or try to reach an agreement with the officer. Or you can get an ignition interlock device installed in your car. There's nuances on when you can do that, how you can do that, who's eligible for that. So you do need to talk to an attorney about those kind of things. But the biggest thing is you've got 30 days to do something. If you don't do anything in those 30 days, then your license will be suspended administratively. So your first court date for the DUI ticket itself will be what's called an arraignment, where you have the opportunity to have your charges read out to you formally in court in front of everybody. Most of the time you just enter a not guilty plea and waive arraignment, but it's also an opportunity to speak with the prosecutor about your case, and see if the case can be resolved. From there, it'll either, if it's in state court, it'll be put on a pretrial date and a motions date. So if you have any motions that need to be filed, you would file it within 10 days of that arraignment. It can be heard on a motions date. Otherwise, it would go to a pretrial date, and that's to determine which cases are ready for trial, which cases are going to be a plea, which cases are not ready for trial and need a little bit more time. In your municipal courts, you typically go from arraignment straight to a trial calendar. And West Point cases are typically in the afternoon on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And Hogansville and LaGrange are typically, the trial dates are in the morning, and they vary on which dates they have it. But LaGrange Municipal Court is typically on a Thursday, and Hogansville is typically once a month on a Friday. So a lot of issues in DUI cases, a lot of things you need to be aware of. If you've got a case in Troup County, Georgia, or LaGrange, Hogansville, West Point, and you have some questions, give us a call. You can reach us at 762-323-1460. Again, my name is Tyler Moffitt. We handle cases in Troup County and West Georgia, and we'll be happy to take a look and help you out.